I'm Tom, welcome to the Upavon Fly Fishing channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. So we're going to be tying a large olive booby. So if anyone's seen our latest fishing video on fishing far more deep, you'll see that I started off the day fishing with boobies on the bottom. Now the perfect sort of boobies for doing this are normally ones with long marabou tails, and they pop up off the bottom. The long tail just helps to draw the fish in. It's a lot of sinewy movement, and you normally want to use quite large eyes. The reason for this is when you fish the flies a little bit deeper, there's more pressure down there as you get deeper in the water column, so it can make the booby eyes shrink. And also when they're down there for a long time and you're fishing them on a slow retrieve, the water can ingress into the foam, even the high density foam that we have here at Upavon. So let's get into the tying. In the vise I've got a size 10 long wide wet fly hook. The thread I'm going to use is Olive UNI in 8/0. So we'll start by catching on some thread, and we'll just run it down to opposite where the barb would be, just before the start of the hook shank. So this is going to be a olive long sort of booby variant. So for the tail we've got some olive marabou. So all I'll do, just take myself a plume, get rid of some of the short fluff from the bottom, and then we'll go in with quite a nice pinch, take the fibres and just pull them away, and that'll give me a nice long sinewy tail. So here you can see on the base, what I'm going to do is just wet that, pinch it together, and then I'm going to pull some of that flue out using my finger and thumb, just to give myself a nice base to tie in. And then I'm going to offer that on the hook and just come in and wrap that up, give myself a nice neat body. Just work my way back down. So I'm just going to trim away just the ends of the marabou. There we go. So nice length to the tail. Now the next thing I'm going to add in is some of the Upavon Crinkle Flash. This is in Peacock, so it's a mix of pearls and coppers. Gives a really nice effect. Again, just something else to help draw the fish in when they're down there. So all I'm going to do is take myself a pinch like that. It's probably 5 or 6 fibres in that little bit there. Just going to come in, go underneath the thread, over the top, just pull it back, and then a couple of wraps, and then that'll just put it on both sides of the hook, as you can see there. Now just come in with the scissors, trim it the same length as the tail, and then that just is going to add a little bit of flash, a little bit of something extra for those fish to hone in on when the fly's down at the bottom. So for the body I'm going to use the Upavon 10mm Copper Damsel flash. So this is an olive and copper fritz in 10mm. Don't want to go much more than 10mm. We don't want to mask the hook point. So all I'm going to do is going to trim myself a piece off, and then what I'm going to do is come in and I'm just going to pull away some fibres and just expose that core. So just catching the core there, and then just work my way up the body, just catching in that core again, just to give a nice even body, even though we are going to cover it up with the flash. So I'm just going to part the thread where I'm going to put the booby eyes in, and then just work that thread nice, work the fritz even, nice touching turns, sweeping it back as we go. I'll come back off one because the booby eyes I'm going to put in are quite large, and then what I'm going to do is work through the thread. I'm going to come in, trim away, and then like I did when I was tying the fibre in, I'm going to pinch thread, I'm going to pull away the material again and expose that core, and then work my thread through 2 or 3 nice turns, and that's just literally on the cotton core, so it means I'm going to get a tighter wraps onto the core, and it's giving me a bit more of a secure finish. So I'll sweep these fibres back. I'm going to tidy up the area where I'm going to put the booby eyes, so we've got a nice base of thread. So for the booby eyes, it is the Upavon HD foam in 7mm. Now the reason I've gone for 7mm is, like I say, when you're fishing down deep, the pressure gets more, it does actually condense the booby eyes a little bit, so we want something that's going to be nice and buoyant, and when fished for a long time is actually going to stay supporting the fly. So like with my previous booby videos, I've just trimmed the booby eye down and I've just run it through a Dremel just to give a nice shape. So I'm going to offer it on the hook, leaving this side a little bit longer, and the reason for that is when I turn I'm going to catch in some more of the foam just to give a little bit more material just to tie in, and then I'm going to work the thread through those booby eyes, figure of 8 in, and then as I figure of 8 I'm just catching down hard on the material, on the foam, just to make sure that they're not going to move. So I'm quite happy with them, they're quite stable. Now I'm going to come in with a whip finish. Before I do that, I'm just going to apply a little bit of varnish onto the thread just to help support the thread, stop it coming undone. Come in, whip finish in front of the eyes. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the fly upside down in the vise and just put a little dab of varnish on the underside of the eyes, just to again make sure they're nice and secure. So that's finished fly. You can see there it's got quite large eyes, nice bulky fly, 10mm fritz, still plenty of hook gape showing. And this is the sort of fly that's perfect for fishing if you're going to fish boobies on the bottom, as we enter into the last part of the winter, and also during the start of the reservoir season, where the water's still cold. Boobies fished on the bottom often account for a lot of fish, so give this one a go. If you're new to the channel and you're not a subscriber, please remember to subscribe to the channel and also like the video, and we'll see you in the next one.